Adelaide's #1 sports show.
Graham Corns and Stephen Rowe.
Oh yes, Corns and Rowe here live at the Crows shed for the Big Balfours Pie Night. All the little Oz kickers will be in here at about 6 o'clock. Looking forward to that. Andy D, we've spoke to him. It's on our website, but our next guest who joins us now, 9-2, Brenton Sanderson, coach of the Crows, but he won 5 from 5 in the NAB Cup. We've put it through the calculator. 87% win-loss.
87.5.
Bang! Sando, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for coming down, guys. It's I just came up in the lift. That was very easy for me tonight.
Don't worry, we used to do it when Craigie was here too. So
oh, did you? Okay.
And when Blighty was here.
Okay,
yeah, I think we did.
Hey,
that was a joke.
Let
fell flat, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, Cornsy, just because your name's up there on the honour board. Can we get straight into it, the game on the weekend?
Yep.
Can you explain more to me, because I didn't quite understand your Hollywood term. I think I do, but I watched your last quarter closely, but I just would like to know whether you want to explain that Hollywood term a little bit more to the fans and the supporters about how you think your side played.
Yeah, it's if you think back to the Collingwood game, and I thought Collingwood did a fantastic job of really, I guess, hemming us in, blocking us up, so we couldn't play our normal attacking game style that we've been playing for most of the season with that sort of flair. Mm-hmm. So I did tell the players that as much as we could, try not to allow the opposition to block you up and just take the game on, but didn't want guys to take unnecessary risks, and it's the old coaching in the under 14s where you don't sort of switch the ball down back when the opposition are all there. So don't take risks where you're being really arrogant with the game, but certainly still try and take the game on. And I just thought at times we maybe flirted with our attacking flair a bit too much. So we did try to kick that ball into the corridor when there was probably a 5% chance that it would come off, where we'd probably prefer guys to take risks knowing that there's not that element of that it's going to get turned over.
Can I just say, you were 31 points up at three-quarter time. You won the first centre square clearance. You won the next 5 inside 50s. Walker has a shot at the 3.5-minute mark. A gimme for him. He hits the post. Yep. 1 minute later, he took a mark 30 out directly in front. He missed that one. Could have been 43 points up. I know Dal Santo went on and did it. 6 goals 3 they kicked that quarter to your 1 goal 6. Tippo missed another one. Walker missed another 2. Yep. If you'd kicked 6-1, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You would have won by 5 goals.
No, you're right. We kicked 1 goal 6 to 6 goals 3 in the last quarter, and we did review that. We did review that as a group, really. Heavily is the wrong word, but we did have a really good look at that last 10, 15 minutes of the match, and we just didn't think our way through situations. We didn't have that poise and composure that we needed to have late in the game, and I felt it should have been, and you said 31 points at three-quarter time, it should have been at least a 30-point win. We've had 2 games this year where we've been disappointing in the last quarters, and that's been the weekend just gone, and then the Collingwood game, where their midfield got outside us and they spread better than us, and we got embarrassed in that last quarter. But that was disappointing. Something that we've certainly reviewed as a group.
Yeah, but momentum definitely changed.
It did, yeah.
And it's such a powerful thing in footy, momentum. And I know we had this conversation on the beach. So
we do catch up, Rowe. You know that once or twice a week.
And he does tell me all the time, I caught up with Sando.
I try not to talk footy on the beach, but I just can't help myself. So when you're 4 goals up halfway through the last quarter,
yep.
Why not clog it up? Why not go as ugly as you possibly can and clog it up?
It's a great question. I know we did talk about it. It's one of those things as a coaching group in the box we did discuss, and most of the game it was we had a +1, they had a +1. So that means
I'm talking +4.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get the numbers back.
No, well you take 4 back. You leave Callanan and Walker to just compete for everything that comes, because you've got to have someone there when it comes up.
Yeah, I just think the game's at that point now where if you just keep flooding numbers back, you're actually conceding the opposition the ball, and you're playing the game in their half. They're just going to keep having shots. They're just going to keep pounding it away. We get the ball. That's how they kick a point. Then the ball's in their goal square, and we're trying to get it out through all those numbers. The game's just in their half makes it very difficult for us to score, but they just keep having shots, and I just don't think we can afford to have 4 players back behind the ball and expect to save a game. It still felt, and I'm a little bit with Rowe on this one, I just felt that we even though you said the momentum shifted, it felt like we could still win the ball, we could still play some kick mark footy and chew up some time and burn up the clock a little bit. But you're right. I mean, and you know yourself, Graham, the game is, the coaches' boxes organised chaos at times, and there's heated conversation, there's great debate. Maybe we called it wrong on the night, but at times I just felt that we could still attack and win the game rather than try and defend and save the game, I guess.
Does anybody put that many, does any club at the moment put that many players back behind the ball?
I don't think so. I know Fremantle have a real good defensive wall where they roll players back and then roll them forward. It's hard to explain on radio, but I need a whiteboard. But I think the most you see Hawthorn have sometimes +2, but that means the opposition have a free 2 players somewhere else on the field. So sides are getting so good now at identifying where that free is and using them.
Last 5 minutes of a grand final.
Yep.
You're 3 goals up. And they're coming. They're coming from. You've been 8 goals up. They're coming at you. You're down to 5 minutes to go.
Yep.
How many did you put back then?
It's a good question. It's something that we're going through a lot of situational discussions now. I said to the players, and this is not a lie. I said this to the players yesterday. If there was 90 seconds to go when Montagna kicks that goal instead of the siren going, and you were 4 points up, and the ball goes back to the centre square, what would have you done? Taylor Walker, what would have you done? And he correctly said, well, probably Tippo and I would go, or one of us would go behind the ball.
Right.
I said to David McKay, as a wingman, what would have you done? He said, I would have grabbed Sloaney, he's on the other wing, and we would have come around behind the square as well. So then we've got +3, which is your point. Yeah. And I think they're the right answers. And we're doing a lot of work at the moment with the coaches. We've only played in 2 games so far this season that have been decided by less than 10 points, and we've won both of them. But we're going to be exposed to some of those close matches in the second half of the season. We've got to ensure that our players know exactly what to do, which is your point, when those situations arise. So that's from a centre bounce, that's a midfield stoppage. What does a kick-in look like? And I guess the other side of the coin, what if we're down? What if it was us? What if we kicked a goal that put us 4 points down, and then we needed to score, and there was 90 seconds left, and the opposition flooded numbers back? What would then we do? So we've
hit the square.
We're going through all those situations at the moment as coaches, and on our tactical skills days, which we typically lock the media out, and the opposition clubs who come and watch us, is when we practice those things.
Okay. Brenton Sanderson, the Crows coach for Wholesome Concrete, strength, performance, passion. Jacob's dominance in ruck and his hit to advantage. Is there a danger, and I saw a little bit of this on the weekend, where the midfielders of the Crows have made a call to get on the bolt a little bit, anticipating he's going to win it, and then you got skunned the other way? Has that crept in a little bit? Because they got a lot of goals easy from stoppage from where I sat.
Yeah, well, firstly, Jacobs is having a sensational season. He's been absolutely brilliant for us, and he's a very valuable player to us. But our midfield on the weekend, while Jacobs gave us first use, we're up against some pretty good players in there. You know, Lenny Hayes, Dal Santo, like Jack Stephen. Yep. There's some. There were 2 midfields going head to head, and in the end, clearances were -5 or what it was for the night. But at different times, sort of Graham's point, I thought they had the momentum through the middle part of the ground, but then we sort of won it back and we dominated. You know, Thompson's game was sensational, and but you're right, there were times when we probably did get scored against too easily, that we were probably opened up at certain exits. But that's once again another area that we reviewed this week, and will ensure that when we are getting such a dominance in the ruck, that we're not losing clearances.
Can we talk about some individuals? Graham Johncock, where's he at? Is he in your best 22?
Yeah,
Can he play in that back
course.
line with Dowdy?
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. He's had a great season. He hurt his back at training the week after the bye, which is hard, because the week before he played as the sub, so he hasn't done much in the last 2 weeks. So he's going to get back up and running tomorrow. So yeah, he's certainly a player with so much experience, loves the big stage, always plays well in, you know, showdowns, in when we really need him. He kicked that goal against Fremantle when he came on, which was critical for us. So he's still a valuable member of our side. Yeah.
Have you got the sub right yet? I'm not sure Chris Knights is the perfect sub. I think he's in your best team when he's up and firing, because he's got such a weapon. But I'm not quite sure you got the sub right. Someone who's come on and really impacted the game. Yeah,
it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because the subs, it's hard to know what sort of player it should be. Should it be a player that can play a multitude of positions? Is it someone that comes on with burst, with speed late in the game? Is it a midfielder? Is it someone? Is it a tall? You know, some clubs, not many, but some clubs have opted with a 6'4" player that can come on and play a variety of roles as well, either forward or back. I'm not really sure if the competition's got it right yet either. Who's the best?
It's got to be a power player, really.
Impact player.
Hit the scoreboard.
Impact player like Ian Callanan, probably the perfect sub if he. But he's
you sort of want to start him.
He's been so good, But if he, like David Roden, get him from Port Adelaide.
They're not playing him, Sando. You can.